the state calls Inger Allen.
I have a bachelor's degree in accounting, and I received 1 year of training to become an analyst, and we did a 40-hour course with the FBI, and we do continuous training yearly to keep up to date with what's going on in the forensic science unit.
Excuse me, hey, Commissioner, can we go sidebar? Sure.
off and you were discussing your forensic training, right? And you do forensic proficiency testing,
Yes,
and how often is that done?
yearly.
Okay. And how many times in your work week do you say that you perform comparisons?
Every day,
And how often in your career have you performed comparisons?
1,000.
And have you previously testified in court,
Yes,
specifically here in the state of Florida?
yes,
How many times?
86.
And in this particular case, did you receive a comparison request from the state attorney's office?
Yes, I did.
May I approach, Your Honor? I'm showing the witness was previously been shown to counsel as states double B for identification. Do you recognize page 1?
Yes, I do.
And how is it that you recognize that document?
Because I see my markings on there.
Okay, and those markings were made during the course of your comparison in this case.
Yes, they were.
Any alterations or deletions to that document?
No.
I'm also approaching with what's in evidence in states 27. Do you recognize states 27?
Yes, I do.
And how is it that you also recognize states 27?
Because I see my markings.
Okay. Is states 27 and what's currently now marked as for identification purposes is states double B what you received for comparison in this case?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would move into evidence what's been pre-marked as states BB as the next numbered exhibit.
Same objection, Your Honor.
Thank you. Objection noted, so ruled.
States BB will be marked states 28.
Just going to retrieve this. Now, can you walk us through your comparison steps? What is that process like?
We follow a process. It's ACE-V, which stands for analysis, comparison, evaluation, and verification.
Okay, let's talk about the analysis phase. What does that entail?
That is when we look at the evidence and we determine whether it is quality enough for us to make a comparison.
Okay, and Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
I'm going to provide these to you in case you need them for reference. States 27 and 28. So in your analysis step, what's the first thing that you're doing when you have states 26 and 27?
I am looking at the quality of the prints that we receive.
And are you using any tools to assist you in this process?
Yes, we use a 4-power magnifying glass.
And in this particular case, when you completed your analysis stage, was it sufficient for you to move on to the next phase?
Yes, it was.
Okay, and the next phase you identified as the comparison phase.
Yes,
What does that phase entail?
that's when we look for details and minutia.
Okay, and what specifically, which exhibit are you looking for the minutia and detail in?
The evidence,
So in front of you, if you can identify for the record state's number on the back,
BB.
which is now in evidence, it states 27. It's 28, my apologies, 28. So you're looking for minutia and detail. Why is that important?
Because that is how I am able to determine whether it's quality enough for me to make an actual comparison.
And was states 28 of quality value for you to compare and make a comparison in this case?
Yes, it was.
And we move on to the next stage at this point, the evaluation phase.
The evaluation is where once I make a comparison and I determine that it is enough or not enough detail for me to make a conclusion, and that is when I do say yes, that is either source identification or non-ident, or if it's inconclusive, where I can't make a determination.
Okay, so there are a few options in every case, right? So you
Correct.
have source identification, you can exclude it, or it's inconclusive.
Correct.
Now, at this particular stage of comparison phase, what did you determine in this case?
That it was source identification,
Okay, and what was that based on?
that these two set of fingerprints were from the same source.
So states number 27, is that correct? And states number 28 are
Correct.
from the same source,
Yes,
meaning that the fingerprints that you compared are of the same source.
yes.
And what about the V stage, the verification stage?
Verification stage is where I give my paperwork to another analyst for them to do the technical verification of the work that I did.
Okay, and after, and before your verification step, you indicated earlier that there's some markings on the document. Are those markings, when are those markings made?
When?
Yes.
When I do my report.
So throughout the evaluation stage, before the verification stage, you're making those markings.
Correct.
And so when you're completed with the verification stage, do you formalize your opinion or your determination in writing?
Yes,
And that's placed on a report?
yes.
Your Honor, a moment to confirm. Your Honor, can I retrieve the evidence from the witness?
Yes.
And at this time, the state's requesting to publish states 27 and 28.
You may.
Publishing states 27.
Excuse me, Garrett.
And you should be able to see it in front of your screen, but states 27, you indicated the markings. Are those at the top left right here that I'm pointing to?
Yes,
Those markings that you've made?
yes.
Now publishing states 28. And the markings that you referred to in states 28, are those here that I'm pointing to on the bottom right?
Yes,
And you indicated that the source of the identification on states 28 and on states 27 were the same source.
yes.
Nothing further.
Counsel, is there any cross-examination?
I have nothing to say. Thank you.
This witness excused.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may step down. You're excused. Counsel, want to call your next witness, please?